begins in December. If you've got an early game beginning, your kickoff starts right now.
The Dallas Cowboys come onto the field here at Cowboys Stadium, seeking their third straight victory. It will be the first time this year they have managed that feat. It'll be the 2-4 Seahawks against the 4-2 Cowboys. And hi, everyone. Dick Stockton along with Charles Davis, and the Cowboys coming off easily their most impressive victory of the year, beating the Falcons last week. So what do they do, Charles, to keep that momentum going?
Well, Dick, all year long they've played up or down to their opposition, and they need to stay on the right track. They've been consistent recently. Quarterback Tony Romo, wide receiver Miles Austin, and linebacker DeMarcus Ware have led great efforts. So the big question for the Cowboys today, will they continue to be consistent and put away Seattle while they have a chance?
Charles, painful memories for the Seahawks. The last time they played here, Thanksgiving Day, they were shellacked 34-9. It was the last game that quarterback Matt Hasselbeck played for Seattle last year. He was sacked 7 times. Injury problems again this year, but they do have a decent defense to hang their hat on.
And they do get 2 key performers back today, in linebacker Leroy Hill, who will start, and former Pro Bowl cornerback Marcus Trufant, who will play. They hope that these two will help bolster what has already been a pretty steady defense.
So we're all set to go. The Seahawks and the Cowboys battle here, and we'll be back after this from the Verizon Football Zone. For the first time in an afternoon game, but because of the heat outside, over 70 degrees, they thought that it might affect the fans. So the fans will be a lot more comfortable as you look at Wade Phillips, who has an impressive record, and both Wade Phillips and Jim Mora, his opposite number, the head coach of the Seattle Seahawks, both sons of former NFL head coaches. Mora, in his first year in Seattle, of course, led the Atlanta Falcons. Now the Cowboys have won the toss, and they will receive. Olindo Mare will be kicking off for Seattle, coming off their bye week after a huge setback to Arizona. Felix Jones is back. They lost 27-3 and trailed 17-0 in the second quarter. But the Cowboys looking for their third in a row, coming in 4-2, and the game is underway. And a kick deep into the end zone, and the Cowboys will elect to take it out at the 20. So Tony Romo, who has won 11 straight starts in the month of November, and he is on a roll without question. And this is the Cowboys offensive group, and nothing to complain about. Ranked second in the league, scoring 27 points a game. And what does Miles Austin do for a second encore today?
Well, he's just been absolutely terrific, and you have to wonder that after a bad game against Atlanta, will the Cowboys focus on trying to get Roy Williams going too?
Williams admittedly had his worst game perhaps of his career. First down at the 20. Martellus Bennett, the tight end, out to the left, but going right and making the catch is Miles Austin. And Austin close to a first down, tackled by Josh Wilson. Taking a look at the Seattle defense, by the way, both their wins by virtue of shutouts. Originally, Patrick Crayton was going to start, but Darryl Tapp will be the starter at defensive end. Kearney will come in as a rushing defensive lineman.
And they lost their leader in the middle, Lofa Tatupu. They do get back Leroy Hill at linebacker, and Marcus Trufant will play at corner. We'll see how he's used today.
It's a first down for Dallas in their first running play. Marion Barber gets some running room, gets a first down, and is ridden out of bounds by Ken Lucas. So first two plays for the Cowboys. 16 yards on that one to the 46.
And take a look at big Jason Witten right here. He's a Pro Bowl tight end, known more for his receiving ability, but he can also block. And look what he does with Ken Lucas to allow for additional yardage for Marion Barber.
And David Hawthorne in the backfield missed the tackle. Smart start for Dallas. Here comes the pressure and the screen to Barber. And Barber can't get away this time from David Hawthorne, who grew up in Corsiana, Texas, making his second NFL start today. A big Cowboy fan as a youth, and a loss of 2 on the play.
And today he's the person most conflicted in this stadium is David Hawthorne's father, also named David, who is a monster Cowboys fan. And David said he'll probably wear a hat that has Seahawks on one side, Cowboys on the other.
That's playing it even. 2nd down and 12.
You got to go with blood, Dick. You got to go with blood.
Good blocking and good protection, and Roy Williams off his hands, incomplete. Well covered downfield, and that will bring up 3rd down and long for the Cowboys.
You notice how the Cowboys came with a pretty quick tempo to start this game. Weren't huddling, getting up to the line of scrimmage, gave Tony Romo plenty of time to survey the defense, but it also kept Seattle from substituting on defense.
Although Marcus Trufant, who suffered a disc injury in July, was on the physical unable to perform list, so he had to be out 6 games. And you mentioned him, a big addition is in there at the nickelback. Deshard Choice is also checked in for the Cowboys on 3rd and 12. And here comes Trufant, and the pass off the hands of Williams again. Pass was thrown a little bit behind him, incomplete, and 4th down, and Dallas will have to kick.
I think those are unfair boos that Roy Williams is hearing right now, because the 2 passes that they targeted to him, the first one was high, the second one was behind him as he made an in-breaking route. I know the crowd wants to see Roy Williams produce, but he needs a little bit of help having the ball in the right spot.
Only 1 catch for 16 yards last week. There's Justin Forsett back deep as Matt McBriar, who has a booming leg, gets a great kickoff inside the 10, and Forsett fields it at the 4 and is decked at the 6. And it was Patrick Watkins with a great special teams play for the Cowboys. Matt Hasselbeck, and the offense has a long way to go on offense. We'll be back.
Today's game on Fox is sponsored by Southwest Airlines. Go to southwest.com, grab your bag, it's on.
You know, field position is so important in every game, so is field awareness. Justin Forsett should have set his feet on the 10-yard line and not fielded that punt. He ended up drifting into the 5 and catching and putting his team in a tough spot.
Starting from the 6, and here's Julius Jones, and Jones is knocked back. The forward progress will be just inside the 5, and Jay Ratliff, questionable as to whether he would play. He sprained a knee in practice on Thursday, but the Pro Bowler is back in there. And let's take a look at the offense for the Seattle team. Damian McIntosh is the 4th different left tackle to start this year for the Hawks, and they've got to stay in the game to at least give that running game a chance to get started.
Yeah, they need to give Matt Hasselbeck a chance to throw the ball too, especially to T.J. Houshmandzadeh.
And Hasselbeck in the end zone looking one way, and the pass caught by Nate Burleson. And the reception is made at the 14-yard line, picking up 9 on the play. And the Dallas defense, so Ratliff is in at nose tackle starting in this game, and it's a defense that features 5 former number 1 picks.
And DeMarcus Ware just signed a big contract extension, and their young secondary, especially cornerback Mike Jenkins, continues to grow up.
3rd down and 2. And the quick out to T.J. Houshmandzadeh, and very close to the 1st down. That yellow marker is unofficial that you see on the field, so superimposed. So we'll see whether Houshmandzadeh has the 1st down, and he does. Seattle gets it.
And it's a nice effort by T.J. Houshmandzadeh after the catch, because Terrence Newman has a shot at him to put him down before the 1st down, but he made him miss and got just enough past him to pick up the 1st down.
Give us to Julius Jones, and Jones with a good run on 1st down. Spent 4 years with the Cowboys in his 2nd year with Seattle, and they want to get that running game going. They managed only 14 yards rushing against Arizona 2 weeks ago.
And keep an eye out here. Dick, Seneca Wallace just checked himself into the ballgame to backup quarterback, who they also use in the Wildcat, and sometimes they spread him out. He caught a pass against St. Louis.
And Hasselbeck is out to the left right there. So here is an early Wildcat on 2nd down and 4. Wallace with the handoff to Julius Jones. 1st down, shy of the 30-yard line. And you know, with his bad ribs, his broken ribs, Hasselbeck is not going to figure in the play when he lines up wide to the left. And Greg Knapp, the offensive coordinator, dialing up the plays for Seattle.
And remember, he was the offensive coordinator in Atlanta for Jim Mora when Mike Vick was the quarterback. So they have plenty of experience in running the spread-type formations, wildcat stuff with a quarterback like Seneca Wallace.
On the first down, and pressure on Hasselbeck. And this pass is caught by John Carlson. And a first down for Carlson at the 47-yard line. Gerald Sensabaugh making the tackle, a gain of 18 yards to the Seahawks tight end.
So much concern about the offensive line of Seattle starting today. It's their 14th starting offensive line combination in their last 23 games, and save the opening run where Jay Ratliff made an excellent play. I think they've done a nice job on this drive.
And Rob Sims back in there at left guard, and here is Julius Jones. And Jones getting a couple on first down. Junior Siavi making the tackle, and maybe as much as 3 yards on the play. So the Seahawks, whose both wins coming by virtue of the shutout, 28-0 in the season opener against the Rams, and on October 11th, blanking Jacksonville 41-0. Second down and 7, and there's a quick to Forsett. Has some blocking. Justin Forsett into Cowboy territory, and a very impressive drive right now for Seattle. A first down to the 36 and a pickup of 14.
Love the play, and they were so close to that breaking even bigger if they married up the timing. Watch Forsett. He's going to come back in here, okay? But watch now as he gets hung up right there. See, right there, he gets hung up with his offensive blocker, number 67, Rob Sims. Slows him up just a little bit. If they were able to marry up that timing and he could follow Sims better, that play could have broken even bigger.
And you know, Charles, they're going so fast, DeMarcus Ware doesn't have a chance to really get inside. McIntosh would be his man. First down, looking one way. Here's Hasselbeck's pass, and it's nearly intercepted by Sensabaugh on the pass intended for Carlson downfield. That one was close for Hasselbeck.
Trying to get to one of his big play receivers, which is his tight end, John Carlson. And because of the offensive line issues they've had this year, they've had to keep John Carlson in to help pass protect so much that they love to sneak him out and run him on a route. On that play, though, he wasn't close to being open.
Now the Cowboys have Jason Hatcher, Junior Siavi, and Stephen Bowen, the 3 men up front. So they're going to the depth early. Second down and 10, and on the draw, Julius Jones with a first down. And tackled by Sensabaugh after a gain of 11. Kurt Menefee with an update.
Giants and the Eagles, a lot of quick scoring, all by Philly. And this is Donovan McNabb to Brent Selleck, 17 yards on the score. 2 minutes, 45 seconds into the game. It's 13-0 only because the Eagles missed the extra point. Dick and Charles?
Start of a huge day on Fox, and Philadelphia big center there. That'll be the Packers and the Vikings next, and then the Yankees and the Phillies, game 4 of the World Series tonight, as Julius Jones doesn't get away, and Marcus Spears coming up, and no gain on the play, and a pretty impressive drive which started at the 6-yard line for Seattle. It'll be 2nd and 10, and you talked about how the offensive line among many areas have been plagued by injury.
Plagued by injury, but they do get Damian McIntosh, who's an experienced NFL veteran, 111 starts with 3 different teams prior to this game, now starting at tackle for Seattle.
And here's the pass intended for Houshmandzadeh, but Terrence Newman got a hand on it, tipped it away. So third down coming up for the Seahawks.
And did you see the end of the play? Watch how Matt Hasselbeck throws this ball on the line, and watch TJ Houshmandzadeh. He's telling him he wants the ball up, fading to the sideline. Not there on the line. Up and fading to the sideline, you've got me. On the line, it's tougher. See, watch it point up. There it is.
3rd and 10. Pressure coming up the middle, and the pass is batted away, and Stephen Bowen knocked it away, having a good year, and 4th down coming up.
Stephen Bowen comes in their nickel situations, their dime packages as a pass rusher. They usually move him inside to defensive tackle. 0 sacks on the year, 1 sack on the year, but that doesn't mean he's not having a great season. He had 12 quarterback pressures coming into today, and that was a big play there.
Pressures may be as good as sacks. Here's Olindo Mare with a 43-yard field goal attempt. And Mare's kick is good. So John Ryan with a good hold on a shaky snap. Seahawks jump on top 3-0.
Jimmy here. Hey, what's wrong with your old jam box? It doesn't have Bud Light inside. Introduce
Bud Light, with the just right taste that's not too heavy, not too light. The difference is drinkability.
Charles, at the time you talked about how Houshmandzadeh wanted a different kind of angle on the throw.
And they're discussing it on the sidelines. Matt Hasselbeck, TJ Houshmandzadeh trying to get together and get in sync. Remember, Matt Hasselbeck, broken ribs in game 2 of this season, missed 2 ball games. They may not spend as much time together as they've wanted.
Right. So here is Olindo Mare, now 10 of 12 in the field goal department, kicking off. Felix Jones in the end zone will run it out. And he gets beyond the 20-yard line. A 14-play, 69-yard scoring drive. Used up nearly 6 minutes. And the Seahawks take the lead, but here comes Tony Romo.
This is sponsored by Hyundai Assurance, a little certainty in uncertain times. By Domino's new Mix and Match deal. And by Windows 7, your PC simplified.
And welcome back to Arlington, Texas. Wade Phillips, whose team looking to go 5-2, and that's been good luck charm in recent years. Tony Romo, 5 touchdowns and no interceptions in the last 2 games. Cowboys got a couple of first downs before they had a punt in their first possession, starting from the 22. Marion Barber. And Barber is tripped up. Patrick Crayton was right there to make the play, and a gain of 3.
I noticed that Seattle has moved Corey Redding, number 94, normally a defensive end, into the defensive tackle position. He played a lot of that last year with Detroit. Now watch what Seattle's doing, trying to shift their defense late. There's Redding moving inside, and then they snuck the safety up to get the 8th man in the box to help against the running game.
2nd down and 7. Romo with time, and he completes to Jason Witten, his tight end, for a gain out to the 30-yard line. Will be 2 yards short of the first down, with the linebackers Leroy Hill and Hawthorne in on the tackle.
Like the coverage from Seattle. Free safety Jordan Babineau sneaks in right here, and here he's going to come in on the pressure, create an extra man. He gets picked up by Marion Barber. Nice job by the Dallas offensive line picking up the blitz, but excellent coverage limited the gain.
Marcus Trufant and Patrick Kearney are both into the game. On 3rd down and 2, Tashard Choice, the 3rd down back, number 23, lining up to the right of Romo. Romo looking left, going left, and completing the pass to Miles Austin. And Miles Austin becoming a fan favorite. And you saw in the pregame show a Yankee fan, and the Yankees and the Phillies tonight in the World Series, and a first down, Dallas.
Watch how Miles Austin comes off the line of scrimmage, just explodes. 1 step upfield, gets inside on Ken Lucas, and then uses his body to keep the ball away from Ken Lucas to grab it for the first down. Miles Austin off the line of scrimmage, Dick, as explosive as any receiver out there.
Question is, will he become the go-to guy for Tony Romo?
He's making it happen with each game.
First down at the 45. Good protection. And Romo's pass incomplete off the hands of Witten. It looked like a pass that Witten should have gotten.
Tough one in traffic. You're not going to see Jason Witten drop very many of them.
And this is a balanced offense that this team has. It was interesting that Tony Romo, in talking to us, saying that we've been able to rush for 200 or more yards, throw for 300, whatever it takes in a given game, that's where we'll go. On 2nd and 10, the end around to Austin. He's got some room. And let's see if he picks up the first down, and apparently he does. Ken Lucas chased him out of bounds. and into Seahawk territory at the 44.
Dick, you mentioned just a moment ago about Miles Austin. Will he become the #1 receiver? Well, Roy Williams is supposed to be the #1 receiver. Look at Roy downfield, blocking against Ken Lucas. Oftentimes, when the #1 receiver is threatened, he doesn't play as hard. Roy Williams still playing hard and blocking, doing the little things, trying to help his team.
And a first down at the 44 of the Seahawks. Patrick Crayton now joined by Sam Hurd, number 17, lined up to the right. And the handoff to Barber. Quick opener for Marion Barber. And Babineau prevents Barber from getting the first down, but gets about 9 yards on the play. Under 4 minutes to go in the first quarter, the Seahawks on a Mare field goal leading the Cowboys 3-0.
Dick, you talked about the Cowboys having the feel that they can hit you in from any direction, running the football, throwing the football. So everyone asks, do you have an identity? They say they don't want an identity. All right, our identity is that you can't figure out where we're coming from.
When was the last time you heard a team say that? Second down and 1. Romo with time and caught by Hurd. Sam Hurd. Does he get in? Touchdown, Dallas. Only the 6th catch of the year for Sam Hurd and his first touchdown reception of the year, and the Cowboys lead it now. 36-yard pass and run. And Nick Folk on to try to add the 7th point for Dallas. And the Cowboys take a 7-3 lead on a drive that started at the 22. 36-yard pass and run. Sam Hurd putting the topping on.
Take a look at what Tony Romo's saying. Martellus Bennett, number 80, runs in the seam. I think that's who he wants initially. Doesn't have him, comes off of that route, comes to Sam Hurd on the shallow cross. And then look what Hurd does with the football after the catch. Runs through 3 tackles to get into the end zone.
David Beeler with the kickoff. And it's heading for Josh Wilson at the 2-yard. And Wilson bounces off a defender and goes out of bounds at the 27-yard line. Sends the ball on the play. Seattle now trailing by 4.
To Seattle.
Second down and 9. Protection there, and the pass caught, but no first down. Houshmandzadeh hit immediately by Terrence Newman. And he'll be shy by a couple of yards.
Dick, did you see how TJ Houshmandzadeh goes out in his route, sets up, catches the football, absorbs the hit, and holds on to it? A very physical guy. He's been described as violently competitive. And he does such a good job in route running. He's like a pitcher who can change speeds, so you never know what you're going to get as he runs downfield.
Here's Justin Forsett. And Forsett gets hit hard and loses the ball. Picked up by Orlando Scandrick. Scandrick on the return is tackled. And a turnover at the 29-yard line. What a hard hit on Justin Forsett in his second year from Arlington, Texas, right here, and loses the ball.
And the safeties from the Dallas Cowboys will strike you, whether it's Hamlin, Sensabaugh, Newman's a good tackling corner. As they go through, you see Jones, and there's the big hit. Right there, that's Terrence Newman. It's a nice hitter at the corner also, and then it's picked up by Orlando Scandrick and returned.
And on the turnover, a first down at the 30-yard line. Felix Jones, the tailback, and it's going to be a delay to Jones, and he is going to be met by the center of the Seahawks line. And we see Darryl Tapp and a few of his Seahawk mates there. Loss of 2 on the play. Close to a minute remaining in the first quarter. Dick Stockton along with Charles Davis. We'll be joined by Nichelle Turner as well. And look at the Cowboys defense. 14 sacks and 6 forced fumbles since the first 2 games when they had 0 in both areas. Second and 13. Play fake. Catch made by Roy Williams and hanging on, but let's see if he gets the first down. Was Marcus Trufant, and they're going to mark it apparently just shy of first down yardage. Give him 12.
We wondered at the top of the show if Dallas would try to get Roy Williams involved early. They have. First 2 passes, they didn't connect. But this one, they definitely connected. Ball's on target in the right spot. Roy Williams turns upfield, makes it 3rd and short.
As Williams comes off the field, and Sam Hurd comes back on. Hurd lined up to the right in a tight formation, 3rd and 1. Miles Austin now in the backfield, and they give it to Austin on the flip. Bobbled it, but he'll get it up for the first down. Loses the ball, fumble, and a flag is down as well. Josh Wilson hitting Hurd, and it's recovered by the Cowboys. So a sigh of relief for the Cowboy fans.
It's a first down.
Miles Austin going
Holding offense, number 80, 10-yard penalty, replay 3rd down.
So Martellus Bennett called for the penalty.
And the hit was Jordan Babineau, the safety coming inside, number 27. Gets his hat right on the football and pops it free. Cowboys fortunate to get it back. And even with the penalty, we'll still have a chance to try and pick up a first down.
Seahawks fumbling, giving the Cowboys a chance at the 30, and now Dallas with the fumble, but they recover their own. And we will not get a playoff, and that will take care of the first quarter here in Dallas. The Cowboys trying to make it 3 in a row, and the Seahawks trying to get back into the race in the NFC West. 7-3, Dallas in front. We start the second quarter here at Cowboys Stadium, the house that Jerry built here in Arlington, Texas. Cowboys lead 7-3. Dick Stockton and Charles Davis, 3rd down and 11 on the 31 of Seattle. Romo has time, caught by Crayton, and a first down to the 15-yard line. Deion Branch defending a pickup of 16.
Patrick Crayton in the slot will work in here, find the dead spot, and catch the football. So much has been made of the fact that he lost his job recently to Miles Austin. People are wondering how he would handle it. Well, you know where he's going now? 3rd down receiver in the slot, which is probably better for him with his receiving ability than being an out wide guy.
Touchdown catch last week, and a 73-yard punt return for a score. Here is Marion Barber, starting from the 15, picks up a couple of yards, give him 3 with Jordan Babineau, the free safety, on the stop. First minute as Jason Garrett calling the plays. First minute of the second quarter.
There's Jason Garrett, assistant head coach, offensive coordinator, spreading the ball around well early, Dick. 5 different receivers already have caught passes.
Want this offense, he said, to be aggressive. And he does want him to have an identity of being aggressive. 2nd down and 8. Pressure coming up the middle, and the ball knocked away, and it'll be an incomplete pass. And for a game break, here is Kurt Menefee.
Dick, I don't know how this stacks up in his competition with Roy Williams, but T.O. taking this one for Buffalo on the end around, 29 yards for the score. That puts them up 7-0. And Charles will like this. It was set up by the rookie Jarius Bird's 2nd interception of the game. The rookie leads the NFL with 7 on the year.
Well, T.O. used to play here, and now they have a lot more balance in the wide receiving corps.
That's right, and Jarius Byrd setting it up with the interception. His father, Gil, a long-time, big-time player in the NFL.
3rd down and 8. Well, you've been reading those press guides.
Hey, I know those guys.
I know. 3rd and 8. Romo throws it, trying to get it to Hurd, and a flag goes down. Marcus Trufant, and Hurd claiming that Trufant had interfered with him, and it will be a penalty against the Seahawks.
I think this will probably be defensive holding, Dick, because he bumps him after the 5-yard zone.
Pass interference. Defense, number 23. Automatic. First down.
So Marcus Trufant. And you wonder, they say if you don't commit the penalty, he doesn't catch it. But maybe that prevented the Cowboys from getting the touchdown as Austin comes off the field. It'll be 1st and goal at the 2. Defensive coordinator Gus Bradley.
Seattle running guys out there late, trying to get their defenders in the game.
1st and goal, and the handoff is to Barber. Touchdown, Cowboys. Their 2nd of the game. Since 06, 3rd in the NFL, and his 4th touchdown rushing this season. And the Cowboys capitalize on the Seahawks fumble. And Nick Folk is aboard to try to give the Cowboys an 11-point lead. And early here in the 2nd quarter, Cowboys 14, Seahawks 3. Marion Barber. And Romo got him there. After trailing 3-0, the Cowboys come back with 2 touchdowns, 6 plays and 30 yards following the turnover. Marion Barber with the 2-yard touchdown run. And Justin Forsett waiting to return with Josh Wilson. It was Forsett who coughed the ball up for the Seahawks to give Dallas the big opportunity, and this kick into the end zone for the touchback. David Beeler, that's his 14th touchback, leading the NFL.
Watch Martellus Bennett, the tight end. He's going to come inside and get a nice block on Corey Redding. And Mark Colombo, 75. Leonard Davis, 70. They handle everything up front, too. Deion Anderson, the fullback, gets a kick-out block. And it's an easy run. Watch. Marion Barber, he sees the hole. He's going to be right there. One of his easier touchdown runs.
Edgerrin James is in the game and gets the handoff on 1st down and carries it beyond the 20-yard line where Gerald Sensabaugh makes the tackle. So here's Edgerrin James, who comes into the game needing 11 yards to pass Marcus Allen into the 10th spot in the all-time rushing list, and well-decorated pro.
Led the league in rushing his rookie year and his 2nd year, 1999 and 2000. He's had a heck of a run with the Colts and the Cardinals.
Here's James again, and he is slowed up by DeMarcus Ware. Big week for DeMarcus Ware. Actually, the contract agreed upon last week, but a 6-year extension, and I guess now a Cowboy for life.
Yeah, and what a great move by the Cowboys, locking him up. And it's interesting his reaction about getting that contract. Jerry Jones and his family saying, "Hey, he's a guy we need around." And he says, "Don't worry, you'll get the same effort from me as before."
3rd down and 4. Stepping up is Hasselbeck. Open is John Carlson. And Carlson to the 39 and a 1st down, picking up 13 yards on the play. Carlson, who gained over 100 yards in receiving the last time these clubs played. Now Seneca Wallace has checked into the game.
Last time they split Matt Hasselbeck out wide.
And they do, to the top of your screen. 1st down, and the flea flicker, Edgerrin James to Hasselbeck, and falling down downfield is Seneca Wallace. Now you remember, Wallace was a wide receiver earlier in his career for the Seahawks, and that had good things heading until he slipped. There was no defender near him.
But what happened on the play was when Seneca Wallace, watch when Hasselbeck comes around, Wallace is going to sneak out this way. And Gerald Sensabaugh sees it and moves over in that direction. See, this is supposed to be a deep ball, but Matt Hasselbeck recognizes that and tries to slow Seneca Wallace down with the throw. But Seneca Wallace isn't a full-time receiver. so it's hard to get that timing down.
And there is a ball batted in the air by Anthony Spencer. And 3rd down and 10 coming up. I guess this, Charles, is when you have a bye week. You can go deep into your bag of tricks the day after Halloween.
Exactly. Trick or treat, right? But remember, Seneca Wallace caught a pass against the Rams on opening day for 24 yards. So this is something that dusted off and it brought back.
Think we'll see it again?
I don't think we'll see that particular play again, but I bet we'll see that formation again.
3rd down and 10. Here comes the pressure again. Hasselbeck gets good protection, and here's the catch by Nate Burleson. Great throw and catch, and Burleson to the 24-yard line, a 36-yard pass play with Sensabaugh and Newman on the coverage.
What a way to change the graphic. You just saw it as that play unfolded. 0-for-11 on 3rd down last week against Arizona, last time out. And look at this. Nate Burleson breaking inside. I'm not sure if Terrence Newman thought he had deep help or not, but he appeared to stop his feet a little bit on the route.
1st down from the 25, the handoff to Edgerrin James, and nothing doing there. As he stopped by Jay Ratliff. Still early in the 2nd quarter, and I think this is an important drive for the Seahawks because they've been behind so often this year. The running game has gone on the back shelf that they've got to get something.
They do, but you notice they're not breaking character. Greg Knapp still staying balanced between run and pass.
Play calling has been even, and here's Hasselbeck and overthrows Justin Griffith, his fullback.
Cowboys like to talk about pressure being just as important, if not more important, than actually sacking the quarterback at times. Let's see if the pressure here changed what Matt Hasselbeck wanted to do. And there was pressure in his face, not able to totally set his feet and make an accurate throw to Justin Griffith.
Justin Forsett comes into the game, as does Deion Branch. 3rd down and 8. As they spread the defense. Hasselbeck fires, and a pass caught by Branch for the touchdown. Deion Branch, and you want to talk about threading the needle. Matt Hasselbeck did it there, and the Seahawks on a big drive come back with their 1st touchdown.
Y'all come find him. Anybody want me, come find him.
And this is pretty all the way around because it's right here in the slot with Orlando Scandrick. Watch Branch. Scandrick running inside, eyes him, runs at the hip, and actually turns and has a chance to make a play on the football, but is thrown so well that he doesn't quite get his head around in time.
Olindo Mare with the extra point. So a big drive, and that's got to do a lot for the Seahawks' confidence. It is now 14-10 in favor of Dallas, and we'll be back in just a moment. Branch to top it off, and the Seahawks back in the game trailing 14-10.
Just a gorgeous throw too, Dick. Just a gorgeous throw. Sometimes it's not a breakdown by the defense. Sometimes it's just a better play by the offense.
Exactly. Olindo Mare kicking to Felix Jones. Running out from 5 yards inside the end zone. And the Seahawks put him down. Nick Reed and Lance Laurie. And a flag is down back inside the 20-yard line. Jerome Boger is the referee. He was the referee for the Bucs-Patriots game in London last week. They're getting a bye this week, but not Jerome Boger.
He doesn't want any time off.
Illegal block in the back. Receiving team, number 17. 10-yard penalty. 1st down.
That's on Sam Hurd, and we'll send it down to Nichelle Turner. Nichelle.
Hey, guys, you've been talking about Roy Williams, and I talked to him before the game. He told me that he went back to basics in practice this week because he played so terrible last week. He said he did a lot of catching, running crisp routes. He wanted everybody to know that he's in this. Now, he did tell me that he feels like he can be used differently in this offense, like Arizona does Larry Fitzgerald, but he did say he's going to work within this scheme and keep on trucking. That's Roy Williams. Back to you.
Thank you, Nichelle. Just taking the orders from Jason Garrett, and of course Garrett and the rest of the Cowboys really would love to see Roy Williams be productive. That's what he did last week against the Falcons. We'll see what happens on this series. 1st down on the 8-yard line. Felix Jones is the tailback. Romo fakes to Jones, looking, and the pass downfield, and they rule it a catch by Miles Austin. And there is Wilson and Deion Branch arguing with the linesman downfield.
Let's take a look as the throw goes to Miles Austin. Makes the catch. He had 1 foot down, I thought, when he caught the football, and the second foot came down before he went out of bounds. And the Seahawks want to look at it.
Yeah. Challenged by Jim Mora on that play. He has 17-yard gain.
Just before the snap, the Seattle coaching staff is challenging the rule on the field of a completed catch.
So our first challenge of the game, and Jerome Boger will look at it. We'll look at it as well. Not sure. We'll be back to haunt him again this year. First down at the 25. Felix Jones. Good running room up the middle. Close to another first down. Mebane and Babineau combined.
You know, we've had a good year watching coaches show their athleticism, haven't we? We saw John Fox in week 1 running down the officials. Mike Smith at Atlanta did the same thing. There's Jim Mora, very unhappy about the call. Yeah, Jim Caldwell with Indianapolis Colts. We even had to watch on Jim Caldwell. You know, we could have put him in the combine. He's ready to roll.
I think he's going to be drafted at least 2 or 3 next year.
Without a doubt. And moving up.
So it'll be a first down as the Cowboys have passed more than they've rushed by 4. 3 tight ends in the lineup, but they're going to pass out of a 3 tight end formation, and it's overthrown to Martellus Bennett, incomplete.
You just talked about the play calling, Dick. Last 3 plays for the Cowboys, right? They throw the ball. Miles Austin on the disputed catch, but it goes down as a catch. They come back, show pass, run a delayed draw, get nice yardage. This time they show the 3 tight ends, which looks like a running formation, and they fake it, throw the ball out there. Jason Garrett trying to keep him off balance.
Well, Jim Mora was upset. Now Jason Garrett not happy over the fact that Bennett didn't catch up to that. 2nd and 10, and here is Jones. Bad tackling by the Seattle Seahawks, and Jones may have a first down at the 45. And a gain of close to 10 yards, but the Seahawks should have stopped him after a couple.
Guys, both of these play callers, whether it's Jason Garrett with the Cowboys or Greg Knapp with the Seattle Seahawks, have shown a willingness to run the ball on 2nd and long and maybe even 3rd down and long in order to try to keep the pass rushes at bay. As you just mentioned, Dick, poor tackling led to a nice gain for Dallas, bringing up 3rd and short. But both play callers trying to keep the defenses off balance.
Meanwhile, Marion Barber and Felix Jones are both in the lineup together on 3rd down and 1. And the handoff to Barber, and he'll have the first down to the 46. With under 8.5 to play in the first half. Darryl Tapp, who started the game at defensive end, Patrick Crayton, who re-injured a groin in the Arizona game after picking up a couple of sacks. Trying to get back in there. Very important factor in this defensive front. Crayton is in there right now.
They had 2 sacks in their last game against Arizona.
Romo steps up and gets hit as he lets go of the ball, and incomplete. And downfield, Jordan Babineau was closest to it. Jason Witten was the intended target. The key to why he has been successful as of late. 3rd down and 4. And Romo gets rid of it, and it's low, and Wilson nearly had a hand on it, incomplete. So it is 4th down, and the field goal team comes on for the Cowboys.
And you know, Patrick Crayton is moving more into the slot position, all right? He's been playing out wide, but watch what he does. He breaks outside, look where the ball is. It's almost as if Tony Romo expected him to hook up and sit down in that spot where he threw the football, as opposed to Crayton breaking it off to the sideline.
So Folk, 11 of 13, coming off of off-season hip surgery, will attempt this from 48 yards. And this kick is no good. Off to the right as he pushed it. And the score remains the Cowboys 14 and the Seahawks 10. That is the third miss of the year for Nick Folk. And the Seahawks will get it back when we return. Cowboys lead, and let's take a look here at this gigantic, impressive, you fill in the adjective, stadium, Cowboys Stadium here, and look at the lower level boxes, the suites, and there are 7 decks in all. You should say the upper deck, first deck, second deck, forget it, 7 here.
Once you get past Wow Dick, everything else is superfluous. It's an amazing place.
They've had as many as 100,000 here. They'll have well over 85. That was a special night with the Giants, first game. And they hand off to Marion Barber. And Barber carries it out to the 41-yard line, a gain of about 6 on first down. Aaron Curry, the rookie's linebacker, and the #1 pick for the Seahawks out of Wake Forest, 4th overall in the draft.
He's done a nice job for them. He's a guy that Jim Morris says is a violently nasty player, and he means it with nothing but respect and affection. And he's a guy who's very accountable, too. When he makes mistakes, stands up, accepts the blame, and fixes it.
That's rare in today's day and age. 2nd out and 4, and the pass caught by Bennett, and the first down near midfield. 5-yard pickup for Martellus Bennett. So the missed field goal, and the Seahawks staying in the game, but they didn't do much. They quickly had to kick the ball away to the Cowboys, who are leading by 4, and we're not under 3 minutes to go in the half.
But as we mentioned at the top of the show, the strength of the Seahawks this year has been their defense. They've been pretty steady all year long. Forced the missed field goal on the last possession. They have to dig in and fight them again on this one.
Roy Williams lined up to the left on first down. Looking his way and throwing behind him was Tony Romo. We've seen that before.
There's supposed to be a conversion off of this route, is the impression that I get. Because Tony Romo is looking out wide, and he thinks, okay, he sees the coverage. He thinks the conversion should be something that takes Roy Williams to the sideline. Roy Williams thinks the conversion is to take it up the field. Josh Wilson actually had the best chance of catching the football from Seattle.
You know, Charles, you have to have confidence in a receiver. And, you know, maybe Miles Austin was the guy he has the most confidence in at this point. Certainly not Roy Williams, it appears. 2nd and 10. And penalty markers are down.
The blame game started quickly.
False start is the initial call against Dallas.
You might think screen here if you're the Cowboys.
Draw to Marion Barber, same as a screen as the draw to combat the aggressiveness. And Lawrence Jackson makes the tackle after a gain of 2.
Anything to try and slow down the rush. We saw Seattle do it early in the game to Dallas. Screens, draws, anything to try and use their speed and aggressiveness against them. That's what Dallas just tried to do to Seattle.
They got 2 yards out of it. It'll be 2nd down and 8 as we're going to wind down to the 2-minute warning and not have a play run off. Seattle Seahawks coming in where they haven't done well out of the Pacific time zone and doing a good job of hanging in, but it's the Cowboys who have the lead, 14-10. 2 minutes to go in the half. Bruce DeHaven, the special teams coach, talking to Forsett.
One of the better special teams coaches in the league, and Justin Forsett's had a little bit of a rough day. Drifted too far on a punt, fielded inside his 5, lost the ball on a fumble. Just giving him some encouragement.
2nd down and 8 on the Seahawks 42. Marion Barber, nothing. And Cowboys, with all 3 of their timeouts remaining, there's a loss of 1 there on the play, so it'll be 3rd down and about 9.
That was very well played by the linebacker David Hawthorne and the defensive end Lawrence Jackson. You know, a lot of guys when they pass rush, they just want to get to the quarterback. They don't play the run along the way. And Aaron Curry, the rookie, taking on the block and squeezing down the hole to make sure it can't bounce outside.
Rashard Choice enters the game. Third down and 9. Romo looking right and falling down, and Austin colliding with Trufant again, and a flag goes down. So Trufant, who committed a pass interference call against Austin before.
Defense, number 23, automatic, first down.
And it'll be an automatic first down. That's a critical play for the Cowboys, and going against Seattle here.
And it's not often, Dick, that you have a former Pro Bowl cornerback. There's Trufant getting tangled up with Miles Austin. That could have been just inadvertent contact there. But not often that a former Pro Bowl guy is a mismatch against a guy who's making, what, his 3rd start in the league, Miles Austin. But Austin's full of confidence right now. Trufant rusty coming back from injury.
Very pivotal call against Seattle here in their efforts to stay in the game, and I agree. Tough call to make. 1st and 10. Here is Romo, and Romo firing it away, had no chance. Roy Williams well covered in the end zone, so it'll be 2nd down and 10.
And I like the way Marcus Trufant just bounces right back, a call that he's not going to like against him. They always talk about the short memories of defensive backs. Well, I've always kind of disagreed with that. I feel like you can have a short memory. Yeah, I get that part. But to me, you remember the mistakes you made, and you just don't make them again. And Marcus Trufant let it go, came on back, and made a really nice play.
Yeah, I don't think you can forget so fast.
You don't totally forget, but you just know, hey, they're not going to get me again like that.
2nd down and 10. 1:04 left in the first half. From the 23, Romo getting rid of it, and the ball is incomplete. Crayton defended by Deion Branch. So now 3rd down and 10 coming up, and keep in mind the Cowboys at this point are in field goal range.
And here Tony Romo thought he had an open receiver. He thought he had an uncovered guy in Patrick Crayton before Deion Butler was able to get over there and make a play on the football. See, he thought he was wide open, then he doesn't make a good throw. Too high. Excuse me, Deion Branch.
So 3rd down and 10 coming up. Austin lines up to the right. And Williams to the bottom of your screen. Third down, and a pass is caught by Miles Austin. And he is down inside the 10-yard line by Marcus Trufant. It'll be 1st and goal for the Cowboys. We've seen nothing but smiles on the face of Miles Austin, and a timeout is called by Dallas.
The #1 characteristic to me about Miles Austin is how he gets off the line of scrimmage. He just explodes in running routes and getting downfield. And then when he catches the ball, he's physical with it and gains additional yardage.
16 yards in all, undrafted and signed by the Cowboys in 2006. Entered the starting lineup 3 weeks ago at Kansas City only because of a rib injury, which prevented Roy Williams from playing. And we want to remind you, coming up on the Visa halftime report, Kurt, Terry, Howie, Michael, Jimmy, scores and highlights, the Fox Sports ticker. And just the start of a great day, because we've got the Packers and the Vikings from Green Bay. Brett Favre going back to Green Bay for the first time. And then the World Series later tonight.
Hey, watch my Yankees tonight on Fox, baby. 3-1.
And there you're looking at a Yankee fan who went to college at Monmouth in New Jersey. A Yankee fan hoping Pick it up, 3-1. First and goal with under a minute to go. Romo's pass, incomplete. Austin, or I should say Witten, was the intended receiver. So it'll be second and goal.
Almost appeared that Tony Romo had an avenue to take off and go with the football. But when you got Jason Witten as a target, it's hard to turn down trying to get him the football. It appeared to me that the hole opened and Tony Romo could have gotten into it with a quick burst. It's hard to argue throwing the ball to Jason Witten.
Already a touchdown in the red zone today. This is their second time in there. Second down and goal from the 7. Romo's slant pass and Roy Williams. And they point down, was he in? And apparently they're calling it a touchdown. Apparently he got the ball over the plane before he lost possession.
And that's what the ruling is. There he is possessing it, and he sticks it across the goal line, and before he loses it, and that's why they're signaling touchdown. He broke the plane with possession, touchdown. See, it's the hand extension right there with possession that gets him the touchdown call.
And remember, inside 2 minutes, it is a booth review, and that's what we're going to have right now to see whether Roy Williams did indeed cross the plane with the ball before it came loose. We have had several of these so-called close calls in the end zone with possession this year in other games.
See, he's got possession, and he hits the goal line, if nothing else, with the football, which would mean touchdown. And that's what was ruled on the field, is that it was a touchdown.
So Jerome Boger will make the final decision. No challenges, as you know, from the respective coaches within 2 minutes of the half or at the end of the game. So
the ruling on the field is confirmed. Touchdown.
So it is a touchdown, and Roy Williams with his second TD catch of the year.
And the reason it's a touchdown, see, he catches it, he's established possession, and now with a football move, extends it across the goal line, and as soon as he touches the goal line with the football, that's a touchdown before it came out.
They call it a second act, which I thought only happened on Broadway, but it happens in the NFL as well. And Nick Folk with the extra point. And with 35 seconds remaining in the first half, the Cowboys have opened up a 21-10 lead. And Tony Romo has completed 12 of 23 for 155 yards and 2 touchdowns. So the issue coming into this game from the Cowboys' point of view is, could they beat a Dallas team that was struggling?
Yeah, and for them, the question we asked was, will they play up or down to their opposition? I think they played up to their opposition today because I think Seattle's played pretty well overall. Their defense has been their strength. They fought and battled and hung in there. They just can't get enough points on the board right now to compete with Dallas so far. But I thought this touchdown by Dallas, this last drive, that's a big deal for them heading into the half as they continue to try and make their way upward in the NFC East.
And once again, the Seahawks find themselves trailing, which they have for every game except those 2 shutout wins. And all they want to do now is, stay close into the fourth quarter. But there is the scoring drive, 10 plays, 65 yards. And, Wade Phillips, I guess around here, like Tony Romo, you hope he gets some respect. This team 4-2, looking for 3 in a row. Josh Wilson on the return is hit hard and decked by Victor Butler. You could hear that everywhere.
The momentum of a touchdown scored really propels people downfield to cover a kickoff, doesn't it?
Let's take a look at the NFC East standings, and the Giants could be headed to their 3rd straight loss. So a Cowboy win today would put them at 5-2. What a great race it is. And since October 18th, the rest of the NFC East has a 1-5 record. So Dallas trying to make the most during this period.
And it's very important to see Josh Wilson going off the field. A very important member of the Seattle Seahawks defense, their starting corner. The Cowboys at 5-2 in the Jerry Jones regime. always makes the playoffs and goes deep into the playoffs.
Yes, they do. Hand off to Julius Jones. And Julius Jones, second-round pick by the Cowboys. Spent 4 years with Dallas. Let's see if the Seahawks run off another play. Jerry Jones in his owner's box. And what a magnificent place he has built. Josh Wilson shaken up, and that will do it for the first half. Matt Hasselbeck will get the ball first in the second half. That is the end of the first half. Cowboys lead it. Fox NFL Sunday will continue with the Visa halftime report after these messages.
Oh, how hard was it to hold Strahan down? Brandon Jacobs arguing with the Eagle fans. That's not smart. Don't do that, Brandon. You're not going to win that battle. But there's a battle be won right there. Selleck to tight end. Down the seam. Good job by McNabb. Spotting him. Squeaks it in there. 13-0 Eagles over the Giants. Manning to Kevin Ball. Threw it on the perfect side. Got hit, but perfect side. Good adjustment by the tight end. Touchdown now 16-7. It is the Eagles over the Giants. And then McNabb to Deshaun Jackson. Deep. It ended up being a post corner route all the way on the other side. 54-yard touchdown. All Eagles 30-7 over the Giants. Seattle at Dallas. Romo back. Sam Hurd, shallow crossing route. Man-to-man coverage. If you don't make the tackle linebacker, nobody else will. All the way down. Good job by Hurd getting into the end zone. 7-3 Dallas over the Seahawks. Then Matthew Hasselbeck. He likes to go by Matthew Hasselbeck. Set up. Avoids the sack. Steps in. Post route. Man-to-man coverage again. Turnaround defensive back. Deion Branch. Touchdown 14-10 Dallas. And then Roy Williams. 7-yard touchdown reception. Good job. 21-10 Dallas. All over Seattle in the first half. 49ers traveling to play the Indianapolis Colts. Frank Gore, look up, set, pass, turn around, draw to the fullback, and then Gore, look how far he takes this, Mike.
64 yards.
Way to go, buddy. 7-0 49ers. Peyton Manning to Dallas Clark. Why we show you this? Because Peyton Manning becomes the 4th player in NFL history to complete 4,000 passes. Pretty amazing. 7-3 though. 49ers up by 4. And then Vernon Davis, the tight end. No tight end having a better year than this young man. 14-9. 49ers on the road. 5-point lead over the Colts. Rams at the Lions. Let's have some fun. We don't have a win all year. There you go, Josh Brown to Daniel Fales. Good job. Fake field goal. Throw it out there. Good job of effort. Good effort. 36-yard touchdown. 10-2. Rams on top of Detroit. Miami at New York Jets. Jerry Porter getting into it with Kerry Rhodes. Once again, stupid. What are you going to do here, fella? Somebody going to hit somebody or what? No score. Second quarter. Mark Sanchez hooks up with Braylon Edwards. 25-yard completion. Led to a field goal. That's why we showed you that. 3-3 Miami and the New York Jets. Ray Lewis getting him fired up. He does. Ravens hosting the undefeated Denver Broncos. Keyshawn Marino nailed, fumbled, recovered by Baltimore.
And Baltimore just got a kick return, 95-yard by Ladarius Webb. They lead that 13-0. And the Bears 16-0 on top of Cleveland at halftime.
Nice job, Kurt. We'll come in and say the teamwork, baby.
Teamwork.
Me and you. Team. No I in team, but right here. Teamwork. It's Schwab. How do you say it? Schwab. There it is. To Bird. Bird of the day, 7 on the season. That nice job. No score though. But Terrell Owens, finally, Terrell. Hey, welcome to the highlights. Finally, you did something. 10-6, Buffalo on top of Houston.
Giants and Philadelphia. Jimmy.
Well, I tried to tell Michael in the pregame show, New Orleans Saints exposed the defensive backfield of New York Giants, and Philadelphia's, really exposing them right now. They've got great talent, with Jackson and Macklin going down the field, but, no Aaron Ross, no Kenny Phillips. That defensive backfield of the Giants, they've got problems.
And then when you look at right before half, you give up 2 touchdowns inside of 2 minutes, which is inexcusable, especially the touchdown to Jackson. You blitz. You drop your best rushers, you blitz the linebackers, but if you're going to do that, somebody has to cover the most dangerous receiver on the field.
Suddenly, Dallas has a bunch of receivers, as you mentioned. Hurd comes up big on the crossing route, your favorite route in football. Witten, if they can figure out what Williams does well. Williams isn't a stop-and-go guy. He's a straight-line guy. Runs post routes well, runs crossing routes. Movement routes. Don't stop, go, double moves. That's not him.
All right, keep in mind, second half of your game is coming up next, but when it's almost done. Brett Favre returning to Lambeau for the first time. This is his arrival on a bus for the first time in his career at Lambeau. Actually, more cheers than boos from the crowd. Kickoff of that one coming up when your game is done.
Use your
And welcome back. Cowboys leading the Seahawks 21-10, getting ready for the start of the third quarter. And here are the key yellow book moments to look for in the second half.
I think for the Seattle Seahawks, you got to look for Matt Hasselbeck trying to get on track with his receivers because Dallas makes it tough to run the football. And then for Dallas, continue their defensive pressure on Matt Hasselbeck. They don't have to necessarily get sacks, but they want to be in his face and alter his throwing, not just his throwing motion, but the window he's looking at trying to get the ball downfield.
And I would think for the Seahawks, who will get the ball first to start this second half, that this is a very key first possession for Seattle.
I agree totally with that. And I think that Greg Knapp, their offensive coordinator, is going to spend some time still trying to run the football. I don't think he's going to just come out and abandon it. Just 21-10. They come downfield and score, obviously right back in this ball game.
David Beeler will start the second half off with Forsett and Wilson back deep, heading for Wilson, who was shaken up toward the end of the first half, but is all right now to return, and he is stopped short of the 20-yard line. Now, if you're the Dallas Cowboys, who are things going their way, a good mixing of plays, mostly through the air thus far for Tony Romo. The defense is playing well when they need to.
Yeah, I think you've hit on all the points for the Dallas Cowboys. This is exactly what they want. Continued mix and match on the offensive side of the football. I think they're still trying to get Roy Williams going. I thought they force-fed him a little bit in the first half, and they really haven't gotten in sync with Jason Witten, which is unusual for them in the pass game.
On first down, Julius Jones trying to go outside, and not much there. And right now, let's send it down to Nichelle Turner.
Well, you know what? The coach of the Cowboys, Coach Phillips, was very positive at halftime, guys. He told me that the offense looks very comfortable. Tony Romo looks very comfortable. He said they're going to continue to spread around the ball in the second half. Now, on the other side, Coach Mora, well, he didn't feel much like talking at halftime. Not too good for his team in the first half.
All right, Nichelle, thank you very much. And Seneca Wallace is now in the shotgun position. And Hasselbeck split out to the left, so we have another wildcat play, and this is going to be the handoff to Julius Jones, but nothing doing, and a penalty flag is down. And very active there, Igor Olshansky with a lot to say to the offensive line of the Hawks.
Holding, defense, number 90, 5-yard penalty, automatic, first down.
That's on Jay Ratliff.
And that's not a call you get very often, is defensive holding. Ratliff will be right down here in the middle, right over the nose. Let's take a look at what happens. See, he's trying to tie up too, so he's got a hand here, trying to hold him while he's engaged with another blocker, and that's where the call came from the umpire on the play. That would be Carl Paganelli.
First down on the 24. Hasselbeck swings it out to Julius Jones. And a good defensive play made by Gerald Sensabaugh. Broke his right thumb in week 4 against Denver. Did not play against Kansas City. Was with Jacksonville and has been a good pickup for the Cowboys.
And the Cowboys staff said that they really missed him at Denver because of his ability, not just as a great tackler, but his ability to go into the slot and cover tight ends and slot receivers in man-to-man coverage.
Dave Campo, the former head coach of the Cowboys. Now the head of the secondary, but one big family here in Dallas. Second down and 9. Hasselbeck in rhythm, completes to Justin Griffith. And Griffith will be short of a first down by a couple of yards thanks to Keith Brookings, former Atlanta Falcon. Gain of 8 on that one.
And that's part of what they've missed with Justin Griffith missing 3 football games with a sprained knee, is his ability to come out of the backfield and catch the football, as well as provide extra blocking and pass protection for Matt Hasselbeck.
Who has completed 11 of 18, Charles, for 135 yards and a touchdown. 23-yard toss to Deion Branch that brought him to 14-10. Done decently on third down conversion so far today. They need one, and here comes the pressure, and they're going to get another one. Burleson with the catch, first down, and out of bounds at the 42-yard line. So a 10-yard pickup moves the chains for the Seahawks.
After being 0 for 11 on 3rd down last week, as we see Burleson come in motion and then come across field on a shallow cross, Seattle has picked up the pace on 3rd downs, allowing them to continue to possess the football. Nice job by Burleson. Hasselbeck on the move, getting the ball to him.
Deion Butler, the rookie from Penn State, is in there, and in the slot is the tight end Carlson. And here's Julius Jones, and unable to go outside. The Seahawks, who have rushed for 45 yards, have not been able to go wide against Dallas's defense.
Very difficult to do against a 3-4 anyway, because of the ability of the outside linebackers to move and run. But Dallas is so stout inside with Olshansky and Ratliff and Spears, you don't gain much ground there either.
So it's 2nd and 9. Again, it's Jones. Julius Jones will get the 1st down. And for Jones, maybe his best run of the day, Jason Hatcher makes the tackle. 11-yard pickup, matching his best running play of the afternoon.
How many left tackles this year for the Seattle Seahawks? Sean Locklear weeks 1 and 2. Brandon Fry 3, 4, and 5. Kyle Williams got 1 week trial. And Damian McIntosh out here now. Damian McIntosh just did a nice job blocking at the point of attack for Julius Jones.
Here's Julius Jones, and Jones getting to the 40-yard line. And of course, the key to that entire story is Walter Jones, who was put on injured reserve this week. 9-time Pro Bowler, who is headed for the Hall of Fame, has really been the stanchion for this entire franchise at left tackle. Hard position to fill. So Tutupu and Walter Jones on IR this week. 2nd down and 4, going up on top, and unable to hold on to it was Burleson, covered by Mike Jenkins.
That was a nice throw by Matt Hasselbeck and nearly a terrific catch by Nate Burleson. Mike Jenkins never gave up on the play. He's going to fight him the whole way. See him coming down, fighting with him, and helping knock it free to force the incompletion. Really good job by Mike Jenkins, the corner for Dallas.
Well, he has really played well in his first year since taking over for Anthony Henry at cornerback. 3rd down and 4. Hasselbeck getting pressure, and the pass incomplete. Burleson covered well by Scandrick, and 4th down coming up. Tell you, the Cowboys, who played a brilliant defensive game last week, doing it again this time.
Remember earlier in the game, the beautiful throw by Matt Hasselbeck to Deion Branch for the touchdown? That was over Orlando Scandrick, who still had really nice coverage on the play. Orlando Scandrick getting a measure of redemption on that coverage on that play.
John Ryan, who leads the NFC in punting, kicking to Patrick Crayton. Low snap and a fair catch called for. And losing the ball, but covering up is Crayton. And they'll mark it at about the 8-yard line. So Dallas ball, their first possession of the 2nd half, leading 21-10. How well the Seahawks defense has been. 155 yards. Tony Romo has thrown 2 scores. Marion Barber only 40 yards on 9 rushes and 4 catches. The leading receiver, 58 yards for Miles Austin. But Seattle's offense has to get into the game. There to come back. 1st and 10. Here's Felix Jones. And Jordan Babineau coming in from the secondary, making the play, a gain of 3 yards.
And to help illustrate that, coming into this game, his last 2 games for Tony Romo, 662 combined yards throwing the football. And if you look at Miles Austin, 421 yards in receptions. Guys average 221 yards a game in receptions. The last 2, 58 thus far today. I think Seattle's doing a nice job holding them down.
Yeah, no one's breaking the bank for the Cowboys to this point. 2nd and 7 at the 41. And there's Felix Jones lined up to the top. Defended by Deion Branch. Romo looking his way and going short to Witten, who is pushed out of bounds by Aaron Curry, and will be about 3 yards shy of the 1st.
Tony Romo getting in sync with his guy Sam Hurd with a big play early. Miles Austin, who's been just tremendous the last couple of weeks, both catching the ball and then the yards after the catch. And they wanted to get Roy Williams going today. A touchdown catch for Roy Williams will go a long way towards getting him comfortable again.
And the rookie Kevin Ogletree, number 85, seeing his first action with the offense, and the pass going underneath to Patrick Crayton. And Crayton is tackled right around the midfield mark by Ken Lucas. 5-yard gain, but it will be enough for a Dallas first down.
Dick, I think Patrick Crayton has a chance, really, I'm not going to call it a rebirth, but at redefining himself as a receiver now. With Miles Austin's emergence out wide, Crayton moving into the slot. He's over 200 pounds, solidly built, can be a physical receiver, and he can work in the slot and make those catches and bounce off people. I think this is a nice move for him.
Right now he's coming toward the line of scrimmage on first down and gets the ball and muffs it on the end around. And nowhere to go except a couple of stiff arms, and he goes out of bounds quietly. Back at the 40-yard line, there'll be a loss of 10 yards.
Let's take a look and see what kind of pocket Patrick Crayton forms. Well, you know, it's tough because he was forming a pocket, but Tony Romo actually puts it on the backside of him. He's used to putting it in there with these running backs. It's a lot of times. I had a coach tell me a long time ago, with a receiver on the end around, I give him a little flip. They're used to the ball in the air more than they are to us handing it to them.
And I said, Muff, that's only on a kick return. That was a fumble. But the Cowboys get it back, second down and 20, back at the 40. Romo getting some pressure. Martellus Bennett, a missed tackle. And finally, Deion Branch brings down Bennett at the 48 of Seattle, still about 8 yards shy of the first down. He did pick up 12 on that play as we wind down to 5 minutes remaining in the third.
The willingness of Jason Garrett to not worry about getting it all back in one chunk. We've seen them go to the screen game, the draw game, and this time they screen to the tight end. The screens we'd seen previously to the running backs. Continuing to let this offense evolve.
So on 3rd and 8, Tashard Choice in the backfield. Romo complete to Witten, first down inside the 40. They've been one sack against Tony Romo, and the Seahawks have really not gotten much more pressure than that one time. They got 10 yards on that play.
The offensive line and tight ends and all of the running backs doing a nice job protecting Tony Romo. But you get the sense that at halftime they said, we've got to get Jason Witten on track. The first half they tried and tried, never could get really in sync. They have been so far in the second half.
First down at the 38 of Seattle. And here's Romo, another open receiver. It's Felix Jones. Jones with a run inside the 10 and out of bounds. Ken Lucas providing the hit, and they'll mark it at about the 8-yard line. A 30-yard play, and shaken up is Lucas. So some of the big plays today by the Cowboys have been the pass and the run after the catch.
What they did here is they took the 3 receivers and ran them all on deep routes and brought Felix Jones underneath. And you see him at the end delivering the blow to Ken Lucas to finish the play. They always talk about finishing a run. That's what he does on that play.
Boy, that right hand connected. Still on the ground is Lucas, and we'll take a timeout. On Williams there. Marion Barber. And it's a good play by David Hawthorne, the middle linebacker. And a loss of a couple of yards on 1st and goal, so it'll be 2nd and goal from now from the 3.
We saw David Hawthorne's first start in the NFL when they played Chicago and Seattle. I believe that was week 3 at 16 tackles and an interception. So he gained the confidence of his team. If he had to go play again, they knew he would be there. Young man from Corsicana, Texas. You know the first team he played on as a little league player? A team called the Cowboys.
Is it? And he was a Cowboy fan. Trufant is back in there. Cowboys 2 for 2 in the red zone for touchdowns. Romo drills it, caught, touchdown. Miles Miles Austin. In the last 3 games, Miles Austin has caught 5 touchdown passes. And Romo 6 for 6 on the drive. And the Cowboys increase their lead. Stick to football, right?
I thought he was a decathlete coming out of high school. If he didn't go to Monmouth, he was supposed to go to Rhode Island.
Nick Folk with the extra point, and it's good. So here's Miles Austin, who wanted to go to Rutgers. They took his sister on a track scholarship, got no offer there, settled with Monmouth. Now he's settling to playing with the Dallas Cowboys. Not bad. So now it's a 28-10 hurdle for the Seahawks, who will take it from the 20.
Cowboys spread things out. Watch Roy Williams here. He's going to win on the fade route. But Tony Romo, with just a quick glance, comes back the other way and wants Miles. See, there's the glance. Nope, I don't want that one. I want my new #1 receiver, Miles Austin.
Would you think so?
Dick, there's no doubt in my mind that the transition is taking place as we watch this game, where Miles Austin is becoming the #1 receiver for the Dallas Cowboys, moving ahead of Roy Williams. He won't say it. He'll just say, I'm the starting Z receiver. Very humble young man.
First down from the 20, and Hasselbeck's pass, and Justin Griffith. And there you see Anthony Spencer guarding the fullback out of the backfield and doing a good job in making contact.
Anthony Spencer right here. Chips there with John Carlson. Runs out there in the flat with Justin Griffith. Plays the football. You know, they always talk about people, do they have good ball skills or not? Anthony Spencer does it, outside linebacker.
2nd and 10, Julius Jones trying to move the pile, gets about 3 yards. Keith Brooking making the tackle. Report on Ken Lucas is that he has a stinger, questionable as to his return. Well, the Seattle Seahawks, who went through a horrendous injury scenario last year, amazingly seeing it repeated this year, and you don't often see that.
And when we saw him against Chicago, 7 players down, representing 16 Pro Bowls that week.
3rd down and 6. Hasselbeck's pass caught by Deion Branch. He holds on, and short of the first down by a half a yard. Scandrick again, and now Hasselbeck is down. And you know he's going in there with fractured ribs, still recovering. And now maybe 1 hit too many.
Big powerful hit too coming. Is that Jason Hatcher?
Yes.
Number 97.
What a courageous quarterback this has been. We said last year, Thanksgiving was the last game he had played last year. Remember, he had the back injury for the Seahawks, and it was a dismal game last season on Thanksgiving Day. And there's Seneca Wallace, who has been the backup for several games this year. And while Hasselbeck is helped up, let's check in with Kurt Menefee and a game break. Kurt.
Jets and Dolphins, and what a day for Ted Ginn. He'd already run 1 kickoff back, 100 yards for a score. This, a little dancing, a couple of moves, and a 101-yard kickoff return for a score. Twice today, he's gone 100+ on the kick return. The Jets just scored. They missed a 2-point conversion. It's 24-19. Huge day for Ginn, and there's still a quarter to play. Dick and Charles?
Ted Ginn, who dropped some big passes last week, coming back strong this week for Miami in the return department as John Ryan kicks to Patrick Crayton on the 18. And here is Crayton getting some running room, and Crayton in the midfield with a stiff arm. And Patrick Crayton down the sidelines will score. Two-yard return, and does that bring the smiles to Joe DeCamillis? 82-yard punt return for a touchdown after a 73-yard return for a score last week.
This is a guy who got bench, lost 2 jobs last week, starting receiver and punt returner. Got them both back, and he got one of them back, and has really capitalized as a punt returner.
Nick Folk adds the 35th point.
And on big returns, it's rarely just the punt returner. Look at what gets set up for him. He makes the one cut, and then once he makes the cut there, now he's got the alley in clear sight. Look at that. Nice by Sam Hurd, 17. He runs through John Ryan's attempted tackle, and after that, all he has to do is not get caught. 2 pretty good weeks for Patrick Crayton, bringing punts back.
So the Dallas Cowboys, who did not want to make a mistake in this game against the hurting Seattle Seahawks, and at this point have opened up a big lead with 1:11 to go in the third quarter. And 2 weeks in a row, 82 this week, 72 last week on kick returns for Patrick Crayton. And it's 35-10. If you're in Jim Morris' skin, you say, what can you do?
It's so difficult. They fight and fight and fight, but they're not fighting with all their resources.
And there's Hasselbeck giving everyone the encouragement.
Good to see him up and moving.
David Beeler again kicking off. Forsett and Wilson are back. There's Josh Wilson. And he'll take it out on the 20-yard line. Well, and what's shaping up to be one for the ages, the Fall Classic has been back thus far. Phillies and Yankees split the first 2 exciting games. Game 3, the Bombers were the Bombers, and they powered their way to a 2-1 series lead. Coverage of Game 4 of the World Series will begin tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 Pacific, in high definition, only on Fox. And CC Sabathia with 3 days rest, and he likes that. 3-1 in postseason against lefty Joe Blanton, who was making his second start. A year ago, won Game 4 against Tampa Bay and hit a home run in the process. We'll see. Should be good. First down catch made by Burleson. And a first down to the 37-yard line for the Seahawks, picking up 17.
And how about the courage of Matt Hasselbeck? Right back into the game. When we last saw him, they were taking him off the field. Takes another shot. Big shot. Has to go up and get attention. Right back into the game. His first play, right back into the pocket and fires it downfield.
And still recovering from the broken ribs. He's not 100% by any stretch. First down, quick toss. And they had 2 receivers, Houshmandzadeh and Burleson, in the same area. And Skandrick was able to cover 2 receivers without even moving.
Listen, I played high school basketball for my dad. And know what he used to say all the time? It's real easy for a guy to cover 2 guys if they're in the same area. You got to balance this field, balance the floor. In this case, there's no balance. It's almost like they didn't know who was the screen guy and who was supposed to catch the ball.
Skandrick never even saw the ball coming.
Didn't have to. He was set. Perfect spot.
Second down and 10. Pressure, and Hasselbeck goes down, and that's Keith Brooking. So Keith Brooking from Atlanta, big free agent acquisition, second sack of the game and a loss of 7.
And one of the reasons Keith Brooking decided to come to Dallas and play, he played under Wade Phillips when Wade Phillips was the defensive coordinator of the Atlanta Falcons. Knew the scheme, knew what Wade Phillips liked to do, and understood this was a spot where he could get a lot done from that position.
And Wade Phillips telling us the other day, I knew he was a leader with Atlanta, didn't know if he'd be a leader here. He's been that and more. Third down and 17. Here's pressure again, and Hasselbeck goes down, and DeMarcus Ware with his first sack since the announcement of his new deal. Loss on the play of 7 yards, and that'll be the end of the third quarter. The Cowboys with a great performance and leading by a score of 35-10.
Eat fresh and by Bud Light. With the just right taste that's not too heavy, not too light, the difference is drinkability.
Cowboys early here in the fourth quarter. 11 seconds in. First down at the 37. Fake with no back there, and there is Crayton with the catch. And for a game break, here's Kurt Menefee.
And for the first time, Brett Favre takes the field for warm-ups as a visitor at Lambeau moments ago. Two of our doubleheader should be interesting. Dick?
Well, you see some applause and you hear a lot of boos. And in the first meeting, the Vikings won 30-23 as it's 1st and 10 after the 17-yard pass to Crayton, and Felix Jones with the carry. And he is hit hard from behind by Brandon Mebane.
You know, one of the things when we talked with Jason Garrett, the offense coordinator for the Cowboys, we asked him, what do you like about your offense so far this year? And he says, I like that we've been doing the big things well. You know, we've been aggressive, we've been physical, you know, we've taken care of the football pretty well all season long. He said, now we have to start cleaning up the little things. All those false start penalties, pre-snap penalties, take care of those things, and then he'll be a little more satisfied with his offense.
2nd down and 4, Flozell Adams is out of the game, and Miles Austin on the sideline. Marion Barber is in at running back and gets the call and gets the first down, still going. And Trufant makes the tackle at the 25-yard line. A 15-yard pickup for the Cowboys, who are just rolling here against the Seahawks here at home.
I think this is a worn-out Seattle defense. They fought hard all game long. But the offense hasn't been able to pay off a few of the things that they've helped them with. And look at what the offensive line did for the Cowboys. Just makes himself a little small there, getting through the line. And he's able to get it to the 3rd level, the secondary, and finish off the run. Nice job by the big guys up front.
Doug Free has gone in for Adams at left tackle. First down. Here's Barber. And he is tripped up after a gain of about 3 on the play. Seahawks took a 3-0 lead on Mare's field goal. Cowboys with a touchdown. Romo has thrown 3 touchdown passes today. But after Hasselbeck hit Deion Branch with a 23-yard score to make it 14-10 Dallas, 21 unanswered points by the Cowboys. And the last score was the 82-yard punt return touchdown for Patrick Crayton, his 2nd in as many weeks. And Austin, with his helmet off, not involved in this series.
Power.
2nd down and 7. Fake handoff, and the pass to John Phillips, the rookie from the University of Virginia, the 3rd tight end, and Jordan Babineau is there, but a loss of 1 on the play.
That's really well played by Jordan Babineau. Did not let all the misdirection motion in the backfield take his eyes off of what he was supposed to be keying on, which was the tight end.
There's Austin, who has caught 5 passes for 61 yards, including a touchdown. Third down and 7. Romo throwing incomplete and got a terrific rush and was hit from behind by Nick Reed. So it's 4th down, and the field goal team comes on for Dallas.
And again, they looked out of sync. Roy Williams and Tony Romo. It appeared that Romo was throwing to a spot different than where Roy Williams was ending up in his route.
So Nick Folk, who missed a field goal earlier from 48 yards, this will be a 40-yard attempt. And this kick will be good. And the Cowboys now lead it 38-10. And still plenty of time to go in this one. Cowboys way in front.
Leroy Hill, a longtime starter.
First down on the 20. Hasselbeck who's been hit and had to come off, and off the hand of Houshmandzadeh. Incomplete. So Walter Jones, this past Wednesday, the 13-year veteran, placed on IR, tried to come back from knee surgeries, and his season ended. Played in no games this year. And has missed the 11 last Seahawk games after missing only 8 games previously in his career. 180 starts, 10 playoff games, and he blocked for 8 1,000-yard rushes. What a resume for Walter Jones. Burleson makes the catch, covered by Newman. And they may be shy of the first down, and they are by a yard.
And Walter Jones's quarterback did not get hit very much when he was out there at left tackle. And he just absolutely dominated. We talked with DeMarcus Ware before this game and said, hey, where's Walter Jones rank in terms of guys you play against? He said, we didn't even hesitate, the best. And remember, he got 2 sacks against him last year, but he said, I knew he was hurt during that time.
3rd down and 1. Double tight end formation. Edgerrin James with the first down. And of course, in talking about Walter Jones, DeMarcus Ware said, you know, I knew he was hurt in watching the tape of last year. And the one thing that he had that I was really impressed with was his patience as a left tackle.
Being able to sit in there, absorb with the pass rush coming. He said whatever move you threw out there, he was either waiting for it or was ready to counter it.
First down. And Hasselbeck up the middle, and it's batted down. And that was Brady James. Got a hand on it, and a flag is down at the 46. And it'll be a personal foul penalty coming up against the Cowboys.
I think it's going to go against Michael Hamlin in the middle. He's getting a big hit on the crossing route.
And to correct, Lofa Tatupu had surgery on Wednesday of this week. Not upcoming. Here's Jerome Boger.
Personal foul, unnecessary roughness, defense, number 26. 15-yard penalty, automatic, first down.
And it's the former Seahawk Ken Hamlin. And they'll mark it just shy of midfield. It'll be a first down.
See, the ball's knocked down by Brady James in front, okay? And now watch in the back. Here comes the big hit. And what the officials are saying, that's a defenseless receiver. Ball's not going to get there. You don't need to take that shot.
On first down, Hasselbeck trying to get it to Burleson. Covering was Mike Jenkins on the play. You know, it's only been 3.5 years since the Seahawks have been to the Super Bowl. They had 10 great years under Mike Holmgren, and this was a perennial champion in the NFC West, and Hasselbeck was the chief igniter. And it has just been a sudden, because of injuries in other areas, sudden drop for this team.
And it happened last year in Mike Holmgren's last season. All the injuries hit. Jim Mora Jr. was the coach, Jim Mora was the coach in waiting, and it's continued this year.
Incomplete pass, bringing up 3rd down and 10. But the Seahawks have been a proud franchise, make no mistake about it. As an expansion franchise, they have been a magnificent one. And you know, they play in that great stadium in Seattle, the 12th man and the great noise, and want to get back to that point. But they've got to get the running game back on. Alexander, the old Alabama running back,
Alexander
was the great back.
Gotta get that O-line solidified, as we've talked about throughout this game.
3rd down and 10. Hasselbeck, and unable to hold on to it was Nate Burleson, and Terrence Newman doing a good job. I'll tell you, the Cowboy defensive backs have been all over the Seahawk receivers today.
You know, when you see the play happen, all right, what they call the moment of truth, when the ball arrives at the receiver's hands, that was the play that was made by Terrence Newman. Moment of truth, ball's in the receiver's hands. What are you going to do with it? He goes up between his hands and knocks the ball away.
Boy, frustrating day for Matt Hasselbeck, who's given everything he could. John Ryan will punt on 4th down, and Patrick Crayton with a fair catch at the 13. Great showing for the Cowboys defensive backs.
Welcome back to Cowboys Stadium. The Cowboys leading the Seahawks 38-10, about to head back on offense. Tony Romo just told his offense, guys, we got one more in us. Let's go. Let's see what they got this time. Back to you.
All right, Nichelle, and the question that Charles Davis posed before the game as to whether they would play up or down to their opposition has been answered emphatically. First down on the 13. Romo can't find a receiver, loses the ball, fumble, and it looks like Seattle has it. Yes, it was Colin Cole who makes the recovery inside the 10-yard line. David Hawthorne provided the first hit on Romo, and he coughed it up.
And Nichelle just told us that Tony Romo told his offense, we got one more in us, let's make it a go. They may have to have one more after that one. Nice job by the Seattle defensive front, putting the pressure on Tony Romo, which means that the secondary was covering the receivers. He didn't have anywhere to go with the football. Look at Darryl Tapp, 55 rushing. See, nowhere to go, had to hold it a few extra counts before David Hawthorne got to him first.
First and goal at the 7. Julius Jones, the running back, gets the call, and Jones getting inside the 5. You know, you look at 38 points and you say, boy, that's not a good defensive showing for the Seahawks. That is not the case at all today. The offense has kept this team on the field for a long while.
They've been on the field a long time. Remember, 6 of those points go against them on defensive on a punt return by Patrick Crayton.
Second and goal. First time they've been in the red zone. Hasselbeck's pass caught by Justin Griffith, touchdown. He got over. So Justin Griffith from Hasselbeck with a 4-yard touchdown pass to make it 38-16.
Griffith coming from the fullback position, slips into the flat. Hasselbeck delivers, and he's able to turn and get his shoulders square and power towards the pylon and get into the end zone.
Well, you can just look at Hasselbeck when he comes back to the bench. He has been through the wars, and that's 2 years in a row here against the Cowboys on the road. Olindo Mare with the extra point, making it a 38-17 game. Matt Hasselbeck, who has thrown 2 touchdown passes today for Seattle. Kickoff coming up. Olindo Mare will be booting it. All the hands people are up front for the Cowboys for the onside kick. And here is the pooch kick. And Felix Jones makes the play, and that's where the Cowboys will start. So 38-17 in this game. And this is a game in which we were talking about the Cowboys wanting to win. Philadelphia rolling over the Giants. And once again, what else is new? An incredibly tight NFC East fight.
And so now you're playing for first place next week because they will be tied with the same record if this game finishes out the way the Cowboys expect it to. And Philadelphia, Dallas, that one will be a lot of fun.
And don't forget, coming up after this game, the Packers and the Vikings. We saw the reception when Brett Favre took to the field. Smattering of applause, a lot of boos. It's got to be emotional no matter what he'll say. Tony Romo remains the quarterback, so the pitch going to Felix Jones on the outside. Got that helmet on in a hurry, I guess. And
I think it goes back to the report Nichelle Turner gave us about Tony telling the team before the last series, well, we got one more good one in us, guys. Let's go get it done. Instead, they fumble on play 1. So I think that they said, no, that's not the way we want to finish the day. Let's go out there and try and finish it the right way. And that's what they're attempting to do.
An 11-yard gain and a first down at the 40-yard line. Talking about the Cowboys, they're in Philadelphia next week against the Eagles, and that'll be interesting. And then they go to Green Bay after that. A couple of tough road games upcoming for Dallas. First down at the 40. Jones. And a good tackle made by David Hawthorne. Halting Jones after a gain of 2 yards.
It's not easy to replace a Pro Bowler in the middle. But David Hawthorne, with every opportunity, has shown his teammates that he's up to the task. Undrafted out of TCU, just down the road in Fort Worth. Back at his home turf, home territory, home state. But he played well against Chicago when we saw him in his first start this year.
Second down and 8. Hand off to Barber. And Barber is stopped for no gain on the play. And let's send it down to Nichelle Turner. Nichelle.
Hey, guys, you know, just a little bit ago, you were talking about the timing between Tony Romo and Roy Williams just a little bit off. Well, 2 series ago, Tony Romo spent the entire time on the sideline here talking to Roy Williams, really in his ear, trying to explain some things to him. Roy told me that his relationship with Tony so much better this season. He said it was non-existent last year, 100 times better now. You know what he said, guys? He said, guess what? I actually have his phone number now. I didn't have that before. How about that?
Wow. Did he not ask Nichelle? You would think, hey, let's go ahead and exchange phone numbers. We're teammates now.
Third down and 10. Wide receiver screen to Kevin Ogletree, and Ogletree with a good run after the catch. Undrafted rookie from the University of Virginia, number 85. He's a good returner as well. And there's a little round of applause from Tony Romo, a 19-yard gain. And the Cowboys with a first down at the 41 of the Seahawks. 10 different players have caught a ball from Tony Romo today. And remember, T.O., give me the ball all the time. Well, they've got a lot of other people who can get the job done.
Well, they say they go about 5 deep at the wide receiver position with no real drop-off, and they're all gym rats and like to spend extra time at the facility trying to get in sync and work things out.
First down at the 41. Here's Barber. And Barber is tackled by Darryl Tapp. Maybe a loss of 1 on that play. 38-17. There were 24 unanswered points run off by the Cowboys before the turnover by Dallas inside the 10-yard line. And Hasselbeck hit Justin Griffith with a 4-yard toss for the last score. It'll be second and 11. Tashard Choice with his first carry of the game, working his way inside the 40, picking up 5 yards with the rookie Aaron Curry making the tackle. The Seahawks next week will play home against the Detroit Lions, who are locked in a tie game right now with the St. Louis Rams. Now, this is a division that the Seahawks felt that no one was going to run away with, although 49ers giving the Colts a good game today. Losing to Arizona at home hurt them 27-3 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, the real worry in the NFC West right now is how well Arizona's played in recent weeks.
Beating the Giants, a huge win last Sunday. Third down and 6. Romo's pass knocked away by Jennings. Kelly Jennings on the throw, intended for Roy Williams. So it's fourth down.
This is a slant route. And on a slant, if you're going to go inside, you've got to go fight for the football. You've got to use your body, which is one of the things that Roy Williams does best. Get in front of that defensive back and fight him for the football. I know Nichelle just gives a great report that they have a much better relationship. They have exchange of phone numbers. They said they threw 4 times a week in the offseason. They've got to continue to work at it.
The exchange is not with the phone numbers, it's with the passing game.
Different type of exchange.
So Matt McBriar will be kicking, and Nate Burleson signals for the fair catch, and he's got it at about the 7-yard line. Coming up next, we're getting closer, the Vikings and the Packers. Brett Favre, 6-1 with 12 touchdowns, only 3 picks. Aaron Rodgers, who has his team at 4-2. Pretty good mark there with 11 scores and 2 interceptions.
And if they can keep him upright in this game, he hit the deck 8 times in the first game against Minnesota. Jared Allen had 4 sacks himself. Should have